Welcome back to Zephyr Rapids. Now, a lot of time has elapsed, at least in-game, between my last video and this one. A lot of developments were made throughout the city, and it's still a small city, or not even really a city. Population-wise, it's a small town. But there are now 7 advanced wind turbines along the breadth of this bridge, between the bridge and the power lines here. I plan on making an entire string of them when it's necessary. The southern section of Olive Plains District has begun to develop very nicely, as you can see here. Olive Plains proper, to the central area in the north, is nearly fully developed. There appear to be a couple of deceased individuals according to these icons. They need to be picked up by the cemetery staff. The North Banks is a somewhat troubled district in terms of how it has developed. It's a very robust commercial district, but the problem is I just haven't been able to extend it to any large extent. That's always been the problem with it, but slowly but surely it's become the downtown area of the eastern Zephyr Rapids city limits, so that's a good thing. The South Banks is the industrial area of the Zephyr Rapids city limits. As we can see here, I've built a couple of rectangular street areas to enclose some new industrial zoned land, and it has begun to develop afterwards. The only problem with industrial areas and garbage management, as you can see here, you notice that brown earth? That's actually not bare earth. What that indicates is ground pollution. In standard industrial areas and waste management, they both create a large amount of ground pollution. As you can see here, this very small corner of the city limits is dedicated exclusively for waste management and garbage disposal. All of these are landfills. Now, none of them are completely full, but once the population reaches 7,500, I will have access to an incineration plant, which I plan on constructing on either side of Sophie Boulevard here. As long as it's contained within this specific area, I don't necessarily care how much the waste management pollutes the ground. But there's another factor to consider. You see these 2 drainage pipes here? And see all that brown water moving east down the river? Well, the sewage has to go someplace, and I've decided to dump it along the current of the river, which always moves east. But I kept it on the industrial and waste management side of the banks, so hopefully that should manage whatever pollution that causes, at least for the most part. Now, Meadowlark is the district that is really interesting right now. You see all of this? All of these are agricultural buildings. Beef processing, a cereal mill, and then we have the silo complex over here. So this entire town has developed into a district of itself. I like the progress it's made, and I'm glad that I've been patient enough with it to watch it grow, so that's a good thing. Now, there is one thing I should mention. Here we go. Let's go ahead and zoom in on Meadowlark Hill here. Now, as you can see here, you see the icons directly underneath the Meadowlark title. The tractor icon to the far left That indicates that the entire district is zoned specifically for agricultural industry, so the only industry that is going to develop in this entire district is agriculturally based. That's important out here. I've also implemented power usage restrictions, smoke detector distribution. The Schools Out ordinance that essentially allows the citizens who live in this district and residential areas to focus primarily on occupational education and trades rather than higher education. So that will help fill the industrial jobs very well, as well as the farming jobs. Reluctantly, I've also implemented recreational use of marijuana in every residential district within the Zephyr Rapids city limits. That includes both Meadowlark and Olive Plains. What that does, it increases tax income, it moderately increases tourism, crime rates are slightly reduced, and it increases the police budget by 15%. I wasn't so sure about implementing that ordinance, but the one caveat, at least as far as I'm concerned, they can only use marijuana in their own homes. They can never do it when they're at work or when they're in a public place. That's the one catch. It's a noble experiment. We'll see if it actually works. And it actually isn't an option in the game. This isn't Portugal, but you can't actually legalize any harder drugs, so to speak, and frankly, I would never want to. I have a very low opinion of any drug that's worse than marijuana. Marijuana itself does cause its own problems over time, especially if users begin to use the drug habitually in adolescence. It affects people's brain development if that happens. What it does, if they use it on a daily basis throughout adolescence and into their adulthood, their nervous system and their brain development is essentially, it's impeded somewhat. Everything is different after that. The THC, I can't really describe it in any sort of scientific or medical term, but frankly, you can tell if someone has used it habitually from an early age. From the way they act, from the way they speak, from the way they think. But at the same time, as long as people are responsible about it, as long as adults use it responsibly, and only adults treat it like alcohol, I don't necessarily have an issue. The only issue is, in the wider society, people aren't generally responsible. The vast majority of people that I know will always try to find some way to find a loophole in the law or whatever responsibilities they have. And while I would never personally do that, more than half of the people that I know personally and those that I've met will. And that's also something to consider when you are legalizing something like recreational marijuana. But I've already stated the specific terms of recreational use within the Zephyr Rapids city limits. I think that's reasonable. No public use, never use it while you're at work or in a public area, and keep it to your own homes, strictly. Well, let's see here. I'll go ahead and unpause it. Right now I'm about to reach another milestone, I think, once I reach 7,500 in total population, so let's see what happens. Who should I call if no one shows up to pick up the dead? Oh, man. Well, somebody should be up there soon. I don't understand why they have not picked up these bodies yet. What's going on here? Pause again. Alright, this is the Applegate residence, a relatively small residence. One adult, 2 young adults, and 1 teenager all live in that residence. It's hard to say who died. The other home, the Cherry residence, a total of 13 people live there. It's a rather large home. 6 adults, 2 young adults, 3 teenagers, and 2 children live there. Again, it's hard to say who died. But why is the cemetery not dispatched a hearse to both of those residences? I don't quite get that. This is in relative close proximity to both of these homes, so what's your excuse, cemetery staff? What's going on here? I'm a bit disappointed. Alright, unpause again. Alright, industrial's in very high demand right now. Relatively so. So I hope that more jobs are created as a result, so... Any progress here? No, not yet? Well, use the zones that I've already created, please. I'm not going to make more until they're already filled. That's the most efficient way to do this. What's this? Pause again. Juice press. Not enough workers. That's not a good thing. But to what degree? What are we talking about? Alright, they have 8 out of 16 positions filled. That's only half capacity, so yeah, they need more workers. Let's see here. How's the high school doing? Elk Hills High School has 717 students enrolled. Westwoods Elementary has 225 out of 300 possible slots enrolled. Alright, so assuming there are a number of high school graduates, there should be quite a number of workers that would be qualified to be employed here, so that's unfortunate. I wish there was more to meet the demand right now. Unpause. Alright, the demand for industrial is beginning to diminish somewhat. Nobody's picked up those bodies yet? What's going on here? Hey. Mortuary staff. Get yourselves in gear and send those hearses out. Alright, the population is at 7,304 residents right now. There is a fire. What's going on here? Alright, Garments Limited is on fire. Alright, these fire trucks are responding. Alright, good, good. Very nice response. I appreciate that very much. Somebody pick up those deceased people. Oh, what's this? Another fire? At a drugstore. Yeah, put that out. Alright. Night is about to fall. It is now dusk. What's this now? Garbage is piled up at the orchard company. That's not a good thing. Guess I found more workers for the juice press here. Alright, good. Solving problems at a steady pace. I like that.
The classics.
That building's been upgraded. The Umber residence. What do we have here? Alright, a total of 5 people live there. 2 adults, 2 teenagers, 1 child. Alright, so far, all of these wind turbines, these advanced wind turbines, are doing very well to distribute power throughout the city. The problem with the advanced wind turbines, I've noticed if you put them along a bank or a shore, they tend to sink. And for some reason, they need water to function. Standing water underneath them, I'm not sure why. Is anybody going to send a garbage truck out here to the orchard? Come on, get on the ball. Okay, we have a couple of police cars on the roundabout here. Oh, yes. I don't know if I actually went into this yet, but I've eased the traffic congestion in this specific area by forming a roundabout street with 4-lane outlets along the highway here. It also leads into the industrial district and across the main bridge into Olive Plains and North Banks here. The main purpose of this roundabout was to ease congestion for the garbage trucks moving from the waste management center here. I've noticed a major problem throughout this entire town, especially in the Olive Plains area here, this district. The garbage collection was always overdue because the garbage trucks were always caught in traffic jams. This new roundabout has alleviated that problem by quite a degree. There's still traffic congestion, but not to the same extent as before. So that is a very good improvement to the infrastructure. I'm glad I was able to implement that correctly. Now there are 3 dead bodies to pick up. Come on. Get on the ball, mortuary staff. I'm talking to you guys right now. Solve one problem, there's another one that crops up. Ah, boy, I'm glad I'm not actually a mayor of any place. The Crescent residence is on fire. There appear to be a lot of house fires. I wonder, is that an after effect of the marijuana legalization? Are people falling asleep with lit marijuana cigarettes? I wonder if that's the case. Yeah, because if you see here, Olive Plains has similar ordinances to Meadowlark. The difference is, in addition to power usage restrictions and smoke detector distribution, they have a Parks and Recreation. What this does, Parks and Recreation encourages the use of Parks and Recreation, namely parks and leisure areas. It also increases the budget to maintain those areas and to upgrade them. It increases the land value surrounding the park areas. But with recreational use, there might have been a side effect that I was unaware of before. People may be falling asleep and starting fires. I'll have to keep a closer eye on that to ensure that it's not a coincidence, but if it turns out to not be a coincidence, I might go ahead and repeal those ordinances. It could be more trouble than it's worth in that case. Besides, the moderately decreased crime, I already have plenty of police stations in the town. They can handle this. Unpause. Okay, now they need more workers. They're at less than half capacity in terms of overall employment. That's not good. Alright, garbage truck did make it to the orchard here. That's good. That's good. What's this? They desperately need more workers. Okay, night has fallen here. If you'll give me one moment, please. It's like a train's coming through. Passenger train. It's moving to Canberg, due south. Alright. Another fire? What's this about? Come on, the green residents need some help, guys. Nice work. Now get in there. You know, that may not be a coincidence after all. I should have known. Okay, night has fallen. There are 7,409 residents so far. Making good progress. Levitating cats, the new trending topic on the internet. What? Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it with my own eyes and not on the internet. And even then, I'm not sure if I would believe it. Is there something wrong? Am I brain damaged at that point? Okay, they need more workers. Doesn't appear that the workforce is meeting the demand. I'm gonna wait until daybreak before I build anything else here. What's this now? Oh, a factory. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Meadowlark is now... Yeah, you know what? Pause this. I'm repealing that recreational use ordinance in both districts where it's been implemented. It's causing more fires. Sorry everyone, but you're not being responsible with it. Repeal. Go ahead and repeal that in Olive Plains too. Okay, recreational use has now been repealed across the board. That has become a serious hazard when people are falling asleep in their homes. Okay, I've reached another milestone, 7,500 total population, and I can extend the city limits. Let's see here. Alright, yeah, I can extend the city limits. A new feature, I have taxation policies, although that's a moot point with the cheat I've implemented. New services. I can create a metro, meaning a subway. Town's a bit too small for that, though. Leisure specialization for commercial areas, okay. New policies, education boost, harsh prison sentences. Tax raise for low-density residential. Tax raise for high-density residential. Tax raise for low-density commercial. Tax raise, raising taxes across the boards. Industry 4.0. What does that mean? Milestones. Oh, come on now. Oh, let's go back. Here we go. I went back a bit. Automated toll. New zones. Oh, here's what I've been waiting for. Finally. I can create high-density residential and commercial areas as well as office spaces. Good. In addition to that, I can build an incineration plant. I can build a prison? Okay, okay. All sorts of benefits to reaching this milestone. Let's pause the game. I'll go ahead and save right here. Bam. No, go back. Now I want to extend. Now during one of my previous City Skylines videos, a commenter did suggest that I extend the Zephyr Rapids city limits due east and then due south. That sounds like a very good idea to me. So thank you very much for the input. I think I'll do that. So I'll extend east along this grid section here. Let's see. Yeah, do it. Alright. So I can now extend the Olive Plains district by a substantial amount. And if I extend south from here, that should allow me to gain access to more usable land, as well as whatever that abandoned building is in this corner. You can't see it right now in the nighttime, but it appears to be some sort of abandoned factory or power plant. Unpause. Our city is growing, and so is our industry. I hope this is taken into account when zoning plans are made. It will be, I assure you. Alright, I'm not going to start building till daybreak comes. I want to see what I'm doing here. Well, it doesn't really matter. There is one thing that I want to build that doesn't require daylight, and that's the incineration plant. It needs to be contained over here, but oh, it's much smaller than I thought it was going to be. Okay, that's a good thing, actually. Which side of Sophie Boulevard do I want it on, though? Actually here, because that's near the power lines. That's getting awfully close to the roundabout, though. Well, that's okay. Right. Yeah. Right here. See, the landfills aren't actually powered, but the incineration plant will need to be in order to function properly. Alright, the incineration plant collects and burns garbage to produce electricity. Really? Really? It makes electricity, too. Okay, okay. I like that. Starting to enjoy this game a lot. Alright. The new residential section is starting to develop. That's good. What's this now? The Umber Residence? 8 people live there. 7 adults and 1 child. And what about this bigger one over here? 7 people, 6 adults and 1 child. The Coleridge Residence. And those homes are both along Robert Jackson Street. Unpause. Let's go ahead and examine the incineration plant. Well, it's always good to have something that solves 2 problems at once. Waste management, along with power generation, that's very important. Alright, Sterling Jones is very happy about the Free smoke detectors provided to everyone in the city. I'm still waiting for daybreak here before I start building in earnest. I need more residents to move in so that the demands of the workforce are met. It would appear that the farming and industrial jobs need some help with that. It's almost dawn, or at least it looks like it is. See the eastern horizon there? The one thing I haven't developed is this foothill and forested area over here. I'm not quite sure what to do with that yet. I could build forestry and ore processing industries over here, because apparently this area of the city limits provides both. But the thing is, what am I going to use the ore for? I suspect it's coal. And while forestry industry can be built in the area, that's a very light forest. It's not dense. So I'm not sure if the supply can actually meet the demands of the industry if I choose to build it. Police officers have small storage spaces for rent. Okay, that's good. No, dawn isn't broken yet. Thought it was, but... How's the incineration plant doing? Well, for the time being, most of it's going to the landfills, it looks like. Well, I'm happy with the agricultural development over here. It's finally started. I can appreciate that very much. I just wish there were enough workers to meet the demand. Mary's livestock definitely needs more workers. She only has 3 out of 8 positions filled. What's this now? Somebody else has died. The park residence. Pause. Alright, 5 people live there. 3 adults and 2 teenagers. Damn. That's unfortunate, but it's a fact of life. The incineration plant is actually not in use right now. Not that I actually need it right now. Dexter Scott is happy about the agricultural development. I'm glad he is. Let's look at the school capacity. The original high school, which I've named Colonel Harold Beachwright High School, a fictional army officer who retired in this town that I decided to enact a bit of role-playing in that sense. What's this now? Oh, here's a problem. See that red icon? That means they have to find more workers, otherwise it's going to close down. That's... Come on, more residential. But I don't want to start building until it's daylight again. See, I started a timer when I began this recording. I don't want to exceed 45 minutes if I can help it. But I can see a major problem that needs to be solved probably by the time the next video begins. There's a labor shortage in town. I need to solve that, otherwise we're going to have a problem in the industrial zones. What's this? I've never seen that icon before. What does that mean? Not enough buyers for products. What do you mean? Everybody likes ice cubes? It's an ice cube factory, just... well, hey, I'm not the one running it. I'm not the one running it. I just hope they find enough buyers. People need ice. Well, not everyone needs ice, apparently. Come on, fill those jobs. Now forget it. I'll start building again. I need to make sure the water system extends far enough, though. Let's start here. Okay, I'll go ahead and keep it at a 90-degree. Extend it here. No. Maybe 1 or 2 ticks in the opposite direction. 2. Yeah, there we go. And connect it here. Very good. Alright, that should extend the water system just far enough for me to create a new residential square. I think I'll zone this high density. Just for the sake of it. It is Meadowlark, this is supposed to be the rural area. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with having a small portion of high-density residential buildings available to live in, so... No, 1 more tick. 180 degrees due east. Bam. Okay. No. Come on now. Yeah, nah. There. And there. Okay, very good. Very good. I have an idea. Low-density residential along Sterling Adams Street here. I doubt you can actually see it. Let me zoom in. See? Sterling Adams Street. Zoom out again. Morgan Street. Go ahead and zone light residential in that section. Yeah, right there. Now in the center portion, I want high density residential. Make it happen. We need more workers to meet the demand. Extend the road a little bit. I don't want... There. Unpause. Let's do this. There is a slight demand for both residential and industrial right now, so I hope the people start to move in quickly. Come on, everyone. Meadowlark is a beautiful little town. Let's move in. If you have more money, Olive Plains is also a good option. Another house fire. What's going on here? The Sheffield residence is on fire. What do we have here? Oh, okay, there are a total of 14 people living there. 5 adults, 5 young adults, 2 teenagers, and 1 child. Oh, and 1 senior citizen. Damn. Firefighters, get to that residence. There are a lot of people living in that relatively small house. They're on their way. I think. Guys. Come on. I mean, let me put this into perspective. I have the fire department headquarters right up here. Looks like they've dispatched a fire engine. Come on now. Okay, there it is. I think that's a fire engine. There. Okay. It's on its way. Come on, help those people out. Nice work. Nice work. Get it done. Okay. Oh, now we're talking. Look at this. Rosemary is wishing everyone a good morning on social media. Oh, look at this. We have high-density residential for the first time in Zephyr Rapids. Good. Now get more workers moving in. We've got to meet the workforce demand. That fire has been extinguished. Can I find that again? Where was that? It was, yeah, this direction. Well, it's not on fire anymore, so that's a good thing. Okay, we have a couple of industrial sites that are in the red in terms of worker demand. They need more workers immediately. But it's going to be a slow process to solve that problem, I think. Come on now, build some residences. Is anybody moving in here? Oh wait, that's still under construction, that's why. Alright, daybreak. Very good, very good. Someone else has died. Where at? Zoom in. What do we have here? Pause. The Dean residence. Alright, let's take a look here. Alright. Okay, a total of 20 residents live in the Dean residence. 2 highly educated, 6 well-educated, 5 educated, and 7 uneducated, which amounts to 2 senior citizens, 7 adults, 8 young adults, and 3 teenagers. If I were to take a guess, one of the senior citizens passed away during the night. That's unfortunate, but again, a fact of life. We have the facilities to handle this. I don't know why they're so slow to respond, though. Alright, daybreak. Well, I think I'll call that a wrap for now. Thank you very much for watching, and please keep an eye out for the next video of City Skylines.